Okay, one of the things we can do to our blogs to make them a little bit more interesting, particularly for our kids, is install widgets. Now widgets they're just a name for little tools, little web programs that can run on any website. Now on Edublogs, some widgets come built into the program and we can just add them through our dashboard. An example of one of those is the cluster maps. But we're also able to install widgets by third parties, and we're also able to sort of do our own. You can see here I've got a reading little widget here. It doesn't do anything other than if I was to follow that link, it would take me out to the website of the author whose book we're reading in class at the moment. So they just add a little bit more interest to the blog. Okay, so here's how we do it. We need to just go to, we can go to dashboard first. There's a direct link here, but we can also go via the dashboard. So right now I'll go via the dashboard. Okay, so on the dashboard we need to go to appearance and we're going to go to widgets. Okay. So here's our widgets page. Now you can see this is what they look like in here. My blog at the moment is a 3-column blog, so I have a left navigation bar. I also have a right navigation sidebar, a right sidebar. Okay, and these are the widgets that come built in to Edublogs. I would just have a play with these, and you can see it's just a case of picking them up and dragging them over and dropping them. You get a chance to give it a title. So all of these usually have a little configuration that you need to go through. This one's a Google search, so you must be able to name it something and give it a button. If you decide you don't want one, if you have a play and you decide you don't want one, all it is a case of just picking it up and dragging it back out. Obviously you can also change the order. So let's have a go at putting a widget in that doesn't already exist, that isn't part of Edublogs but uses third-party software. This is how you do it. There's a widget down here that's just called text. You just need to pick that up and drag it in and place it where you want it. I'm going to put this one underneath where I've got my flag counter. I'm going to drop it there. Okay, and you can see it's ready to be configured. Now I've found this website here. Let's just go back to the main link. It's called ClockLink, and all this site is a place where you can get little HTML clocks to embed on your blog. Now the one I looked at before was an analog clock. And me being my maths teacher looking for a learning challenge for my kids, I found this one. It's actually a 24-hour clock. So the small hand only rotates once every 24 hours. I think that's going to provide my kids with a bit of a challenge to learn. If I just say view HTML tag, so any widget that you find anywhere on the internet, this one's got a user agreement, so I'm just going to pretend I read that and accept it. Any widget that you find will have what's called an embed code. So I think this one you can play around with the colours. I'm going to stick with green. I'm going to select by time zone, Australian Eastern Time. That sounds like us. And you get this lot of information here that just looks like gobbledygook, but that's called HTML script. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go back to my widget. You'll remember I've dragged it over here. It's just a text one. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to give it a title. I'm just going to call it RC time. With this one, you just need to be careful about the width of your sidebars. When we go back to my site, you'll see what I mean by that. I can't actually type in Riddles Creek, it won't fit in my sidebar, so I'm just going to call it RC time. Save it. It's just going to take a minute. and then we can go back. So nearly all of these blogs have these little arrows here that are just for the configuration. So when this one's done, I'll show you what I mean. Still going, still saving. And that looks like it's done. I'm going to close that down, and I'll just see all of these are cluster maps. I think most of us have worked out how the cluster maps works. You can see any of the widgets you've got in the sidebar. They just have that little configuration button. Okay, let's go back to my site and see what it looks like. Visit site, and hopefully it's worked. And yep, there you go. So there's my little Riddles Creek time. This one comes with an ad. Can't really avoid that, but that's telling me it's what is it? 17:50. 10 minutes to 6. And there you go. Thanks for watching.